I want to state one thing off the bat. If you think that you know enough about this conflict to say definitively that one side is 100% in the right and one side is 100% in the wrong, you don't know enough about this conflict. Hello! I am quite sad that you're here today. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining in an attempt to have a more nuanced discussion than one side good, one side bad. And I want to start off by reminding us all of two very important things. Number one, and this is an especially important thing for Americans to remember, this is a very, very, very old conflict. And we live in a country where it can be easy to forget that there was history before 1776. This conflict predates America like several times over. Like, it is comically old, and there is an extent to which I feel that our culture was not and is not prepared for something of this both complexity and brutality. Number two, and this is the most important thing I can ever possibly say, the directive of every single government needs to be making sure that anyone who does not want to participate in this war is able to escape. Find somewhere they can find some degree of happiness. No one is going to be made happy at the end of this. No one is going to get everything that they want, and there is a very sad reality to the fact that a lot of Palestinians are likely going to be removed from what is, let's be honest here, Israel, an apartheid state. And I'm not saying that's fair, but if we want to work toward lasting peace, I think there is a level of acceptance of that we can have, while also holding Israel to account and minimizing civilian casualties. Realistic goals, minimize casualties. That's all that I really want to stand in front of you and advocate for at the end of the day. But the inability of the people of Gaza to escape, their inability to find peace, is the fault of Hamas, it's the fault of Israel, it's the fault of other Arab and Muslim countries refusing to take in refugees, it's the fault of Western countries especially refusing to take in Muslim refugees and not wanting to help in any other way than selling rockets to fuel their own military-industrial complexes, and that goes for America as well as Russia, and a lot of other major powers that are secretly or not so secretly involved in this war. Everyone is an asshole in this conflict, except for the civilians trying to get out. They are our first priority. Their nationality doesn't matter, their religion doesn't matter, their ethnicity doesn't matter. What matters is their ability to escape and find peace. Realistic solutions, minimizing deaths. That's what I want to advocate for. And I want to remind all of us that there is a strength in our ability to say, I don't know. There is strength in saying, I don't know enough about this conflict to give an informed opinion. And there is an especially large strength in being willing to ask someone else to give you their opinion and absorb that, not take it as fact, but take it in and be willing to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the fact that Israel really shouldn't have been wandering into Al-Aqsa firing live rounds with people just trying to pray. Acknowledgement that Hamas has done a lot of very fucked up shit and likes to behead people on a pretty regular basis. There is just no good side here. And if you think there is, you're wrong. There's no, I'm not going to say there's no one to support, because again, innocent civilians and their lives, their happiness is what I support. But we are so obsessed with trying to wrap our minds around this conflict by trying to westernize it, trying to put it in the context of our time, of our knowledge, even though this conflict has nothing to do with America's two-party system. It's not a rehash of the Iraq War. So you can't just write off Palestine and say that it's just an underrepresented underdog. You can't write off Israel and say that it's an underrepresented underdog. They're both trying to claim that hilariously, and it's not true in either case. So please, when you go out into the world and interact with this, it struck me how important it is that we say these things out loud when I watched my Korean American neighbor hang a Palestinian flag here in America. It's so important that we realize how foreign these wars are and how they don't fit cleanly into the narratives we've been told, into the news cycles we've been absorbing, into the fiction we've been taking in all our lives. It doesn't translate that easily. It doesn't. And I want us all to step back and remember that. So I hope that helps. I hope it's something. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your comments down below, by the way, because the truth is, I don't know enough about this conflict to really give an informed opinion, other than that I want to minimize civilian deaths and create realistic solutions. So what I would love is for us to get a really, really good discussion, a respectful but deep discussion in the comment section. If you choose to take part, I would love that so much. And I will see you guys in the next one.